Right. So, hi, I'm Sabina Persson from Custellence, and you are so welcome to this very first episode of our new videocast. It's called CX Minutes, and it's 6 questions, 6 minutes, and it's all about customer experience. Now, this is the first in a series of episodes where we are trying to bring you actionable insights, practical know-how, and personal stories from our top customer experience professionals, all in just 6 minutes. So, in less than a coffee break, this series is your go-to for quick, value-packed episodes to inspire and elevate your customer experience work. And for this pilot episode, my first guest is Gül Heper-Jämterud. Welcome to CX Minutes, Gül.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be part of this CX Minutes, and it's
Thank
really
you.
one of my favorite topics to talk about. So thank you for the invitation.
Great. And so, how are you today? I mean, it's getting closer to soon to be the end of the day here for both of us. But have you had a good day so far?
Absolutely, I would definitely say so.
Great,
Getting
great.
darker. That's the time of the year.
Yeah, yeah. So we're going to jump into the questions real soon in just a minute. But before we start, could you just tell me quickly who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. So my name is Gül Heper-Jämterud, as Sabina mentioned, and I've been working with customer experiences, innovation, marketing from a
Mm,
very holistic perspective for about 20 years. So I've been working on the agency side for many years, but also working globally for companies such as Absolut Vodka, locally for Nespresso, Coca-Cola, and so on. So it's really great to have all this wide kind of industry experience to bring
yeah,
with me.
yeah. You have a lot of experience, and of course, you have a broad variety of experience from many industries, but also within the CX sort of space, right?
Exactly, especially
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's why we also have you here. But also, we're so happy to jump into the questions I think we're going to do now. So, are you ready for the first one?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Shoot.
Okay. So, what does customer experience? This is an easy one, I would say, but it's also a hard one. What does customer experience mean to you?
I think it could be a very simple answer,
Mm,
but in a way, it's about creating true relevant value for your customers. But it's also where businesses really can differentiate when it comes to aligning company and customer expectations to really
mm,
foster the trust and loyalty.
mm.
But it's also about another dimension to me, and that is the employee experience, because that
Yes.
is the foundation of creating a really thought through customer experience. So I think
Mm.
to me, those are very tied together.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I totally agree about the what people I think they call it EX, right? So you got CX, which is customer experience, and of course, really tied into that is how the employee experience is as well.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for that question or answer. Number two, this is the short one. What is a CX tool or framework that you can't live without?
It could also be a very simple answer, but I would say key to success is for me throughout the years working with a lot of CX projects, it's about creating the internal alignment. So having
Mm,
integrated meetings or forums where you work cross-functional, and then
mm,
you can add the tools and the frameworks on top of it. So when you have this internal alignment, you have the
mm,
same mindset on the CX, the customer, the business value, and so on.
mm.
Um, and in a wider perspective, I've always been using uh, customer or value proposition canvases,
Oh yeah.
business canvases,
Yeah.
because that also includes the customer needs and also the employee experience. But in addition, it brings the business value. So if you work with these kind of frameworks or tools, you can actually get access and bring the alignment with you to the top management because you really
Yeah.
need them on board.
Mm.
And the great thing is also another tool that I've been working on for a few years, and that's why I'm so happy to be part of CX Minutes, is that I've been using Custellence for a few years for different industries and
Mm.
businesses. And that is also because it helps to bring this kind of internal alignment. You can work with it cross-dimensional and
Yeah.
throughout the different teams. And what I also do is that I always add the systems and the data in
Mm,
order to get the full picture, not just the kind of the pre and post and during journeys, but
mm,
also adding all the different value that is relevant for your teams in the
mm.
organization.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Now, another short one. How do you balance automation and the human touch? I guess this is a really sort of actual question many professionals kind of ask themselves these days with AI and everything. What would you say is your answer to that?
I think automation is great when it comes to efficiency and
Mm,
consistency, but I'm often saying that if you look at different companies in a different industries, if you are using the same technology and you're using the same insight, how do you actually differentiate?
mm,
And adding the human touch or bringing empathy and
yeah.
creativity actually adds that differentiation. So I would say it's key.
Mm, mm. And of course, I mean, you can only automate so much, like you said as well. So that's really interesting. And now I'm getting this is question number 4, and this is supposed to be a little bit in depth. Um, how does your organization approach innovation in CX?
So I work as strategy lead at an agency called Oculos, and we focus on improving the customer experience through CRM, Martech solution, loyalty programs, and so on. So what we do is that we listen to our clients' customers, we collect structure and really analyze the data, especially first-party data,
Mhm.
in order to really create these actionable insights. In addition
Mm,
to that, we put out the customer journey, we do the mapping, and therefore also be able to prioritize where we should put the focus to really deliver the best customer value and the business value. So that's kind of the foundation of what we do. And
mm,
I would also say that as we work with several different industries, we can also bring that knowledge from kind of more advanced industries and
mm.
businesses
Yeah.
into a little bit more the lagging ones to really support them and become the source of inspiration and the igniters of possibilities within
Mm,
yeah, the different organizations, the customers that we work with.
mm,
So, and I also say that we can't do it ourselves. We had to work with the different teams within the organizations. So it's about a teamwork.
mm, mm. And about creating that kind of fostering environment also, right? To kind of nurture that spirit of innovation, which can
Yeah,
be so
I mean,
hard, don't you think?
definitely. It's about a
Mm,
changing a mindset because
mm,
some companies are stuck in their normal procedures. They've been working in a similar way for many, many
mm,
years. And it's about kind of using benchmark from other companies to really prove the value of doing a new initiative
mm.
and really make sure that it will prove the value of
Yeah,
doing a certain initiative.
yeah, yeah. Great, thank you. Now, another sort of in-depth question. So, if budget weren't a constraint, what CX initiative would you approach then? Oh, sorry, would you try? Sorry, do you know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna say that question again. What CX initiative would you try if budget weren't a constraint?
That's a really funny one. I've been trying to do something similar throughout the years,
Yeah.
but for me, it's really interesting to identify lagging industries and
Mm,
introduce proven high impact solutions and really create
mm,
that kind of a cross-industry co-creation initiatives.
mm-hmm,
And the great thing is, if you know a little bit like I mentioned earlier, that you take something that you know works in one industry and bring it into lagging one, you might
mm,
find new ways of addressing customer needs or
mm.
unmet needs, or you can actually update behaviors, which
Right.
is amazing.
Mm,
So I would say there's a lot of untapped potential in many
mm.
industries.
I would ask you to, dig down deeper, but as we only have 6 minutes, so I'll stop there. And then finally, my final question, if you were to give one piece of advice, what's What's one piece of advice that you'd share with anyone in CX?
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't just stop with one, but it's going
That's
to be a
okay.
short. It's quite simple. It sounds simple, but maybe it's
Mm,
not. It's about
mm.
being the actual customer to avoid the inside
Ah,
perspective because it's always, I've seen it so many times. And even if you have a CX department, you have might not have the right perspective.
mm,
The second one, sorry,
mhm,
is be part of the top management team
mm,
because it's quite difficult to drive this agenda on
mm,
improving the customer value, and especially if it's maybe a little bit immature organization.
mm.
So you need to bring the business value and the customer value into the top management.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
easier if you're part of it.
Mm,
And third one is don't stop. If you
mm,
initiate project, a CX project, continuously work on it, improve it, prove the value, and really demonstrate to the rest of the organization
mm.
the value, the customer satisfaction,
Yeah.
the tangible business results, because that's the key of succeeding.
Right.
So it had to be three.
That is three. I mean, th these three, super important and super valuable. Thank you so much for sharing all these, great insights. I'm sure that they will be super helpful for many of us. I know that they are for me at least. Um, and with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and thanks again, Gül Heper-Jämterud, for being with me today on this first episode of CX Minutes. And that's a wrap.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And this has been great fun.
Thank you. Bye.